So nice to be here, Dr. Chopra.
Nice to be here.
When I went to Antarctica the first time in '97, somebody gave me a book called The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success.
Yeah.
I said, what is this?
Yeah.
And then I started to read it, and it was very new to me. I haven't read those kind of books before. And I really started to, it was like a puzzle, like falling into place, you know. But so many things that I had in mind that it just, like the conclusion came out. And I think that once you start to open your mind for the flow, it starts coming. So after that, so I must say that maybe that was a gate for a lot of things that happened in my life, because I started to understand, I started to open up my mind to things that was like different from me before. I was climbing Aconcagua in South America, highest mountain in South America. And we had to turn around before the summit. And I come down to the airport and the Swedish media goes, so you have failed, how does it feel? I said, no, I haven't failed. I haven't failed. Yeah, but you turn around just before the summit. Yeah, I just pushed it forward. I just pushed success until next year. And they said, what do you mean by that? Well, if you never ever give up, you can never say that I failed. So for me, it was very important to go back the next year and then climb the summit again. For me, that was to learn from my mistakes, and I did a better climb the next year. Do you think that it's important to use the mistakes for knowledge?
Yes. First of all, you have to realize that success is not a destination. It's a journey. So even when you climbed the mountain, first time you didn't climb it, the second time you climbed it, that's not the end of the journey. As soon as you get there, there's another horizon. Yeah. So success is a journey. It's like a never-ending horizon, because when you get to the horizon, there's a new horizon. As long as one understands that, then one realizes that part of the journey is to fall down, because that's part of the obstacles that come through the journey. So it's not bad to fall down, but it's bad to not get up when you fall down. Yeah. You fall, you get up, there are obstacles, you meet these challenges. With every challenge you learn something. It's fine to make mistakes. If you didn't make mistakes, you'll never get anywhere. But it's of course not fine to make the same mistakes, because, you know, if you keep doing the same thing over and over again, hoping to get a different result, then that's definition of psychosis. You have to learn from your mistakes, use your mistakes as the touchstones for higher awareness, higher consciousness. You know, Edison made thousands of mistakes before he finally made the light bulb. And that's how, even today, there's a theory of how the universe came into existence. The theory is called eternal inflation, which means at the beginning, whoever the great consciousness was, or whatever the mystery was, it tried many things. And finally, this one worked, and we're here having this conversation. So
I always say that failure must be an option. Fear is not. So I mean, you have to take some kind of risk, controlled risk, to be able to reach your success.
Yes, fear is not an option, because fear then freezes you from and prevents you from exploring. Yeah, you know.
You were talking about the universe. I saw this film called K-Pax with Kevin Spacey, and he's from another planet. So he's obviously in a mental institution, because he says that he's from another planet. And what happens is that he's sitting with this psychiatrist. I don't know if you've seen the film, but he's sitting with this psychiatrist, and the guy says, "So, what is your legal structure? What is your governmental structure?" And we don't have any. But how can you tell the difference between right and wrong? And the man says, every being in the universe knows the difference between right and wrong. You are the only beings in the universe that knows what is wrong and does it anyway. Actually, you are actually known in the universe for your stupidity. And why do people do mistakes all over again?
I think it's a stage of evolution. I wouldn't say there is absolute right and wrong. For each stage of evolution, people are doing the best they can from their level of consciousness. The human brain, of course, is very complex because you have a reptilian brain, which is 300 million years old, which behaves like reptiles, basically fights or runs. Then you have the emotional brain, which is the limbic brain, which is 100 million years old. And then you have this cortical brain, which is only 4 million years old, where you have insight and intuition and creativity and vision and a sense of the mystery that we come from. And because we are in an early part of our evolution, we tend to still resort to the old brain, which was, survival of the fittest. When now we are the fittest, but we need to become the wisest. The future will become survival of the wisest.
But are we the wisest? I mean, some people say that we are destroying ourselves.
Well, we are a contradiction, we are a paradox. Everything that is wrong in the planet is human. Whether it's global warming or war and conflict in the name of God, or eco-destruction, or extinction of species, or weapons of mass destruction. These are all human. That's one part of being human. But the other part of human is that we have free will. We can make choices. We have intuition, we have insight, we have inspiration, we have creativity, we have vision. We are the only people who wonder about our existence. We wonder if we have a soul, the meaning of death, God, soul. So this is a paradox. Now it's up to us which way we want to go. That's the privilege of being human. So if there was not this contradiction and this paradox, there would be no creativity. If you're just conditioned to totally conform to the laws of nature, which plants, animals, they totally conform to the laws of nature, there's no creativity.
You said once in a lecture that I saw that problems are opportunities in disguise.
Yes.
And that is actually something that I'm using a lot when I do my expeditions, because climbing Everest, you have problems coming to you every now and then, but you always have to see the problems that, can I use this problem? Can I use this obstacle to actually to maybe change my way, or maybe to change my way in life?
Instead of looking at the problem, always ask the question, what is the opportunity? And just that little switch in your perception creates a creative response for you. Max Planck, who was one of the early pioneers of quantum physics, he was, of course, talking about waves and particles, but he said something very profound. He said, when you change the way you look at something, what you look at will change.
That's interesting. I always say in my lectures that I always say win before you start. That you have to visualize yourself reaching the summit. If you go into a room, you're going to sign a contract, see yourself signing the contract. If you're going to ask a girl out, see yourself having dinner with her. If you're going to climb, you shouldn't climb a mountain if you can't see yourself reaching the summit. And I think do you think it's important to visualize yourself reaching the goal?
I think so. There's a mechanism called heliotropism. Helio means light. Tropism means going towards the light. And every life form is reaching to the light, whether it's plants or whether it's animals. In our own consciousness, internally, when we see a vision, we are evoking light again. And our biological organism then follows. It goes in the direction of what is visualized, light.